Why, hi there. I'm Ron Juckett, and Retro Sports Network presents Game of the Week, or I'm sorry, Wednesday Night Baseball for this June 24th, 1964. It's been a couple weeks since we talked to you. Actually, by the time you see this, it'll only have been like 3 or 4 days, but it's been a couple weeks since I've recorded. And today we have the first place New York Yankees, against the third place Baltimore Orioles. Let's go through the standings real quick before we get into the game action. The Pittsburgh Pirates hold a 6.5 game lead in the National League over the San Francisco Giants, 8 over the Reds, 8.5 over the Cardinals, who do have Lou Brock now, and 9.5 over the surprising Chicago Cubs. Milwaukee is above 500 at 35-31, and everyone else is just kind of already playing out the string. In the American League, the Yankees have overtaken the Twins in the loss column. The Yankees have 3 games in hand. They both have 39. Both teams have 39 wins, and the Yankees lead the Twins by a game and a half. Baltimore 2 back. It's a big one for the Birds. The Tigers are 6.5 back. The White Sox are 7 back. We'll have baseball for you in a moment. So on this hot, sticky, rainy night in Baltimore, Maryland, we got ourselves an old crafty matchup for you. Whitey Ford and Robin Roberts going at it with first place on the line. The Yankees come into this one at 39-24, so this is game 64 for them. Uncle Ron can do a little bit of math. For the Orioles, this is game 66. They are 38-27. And this will be the lineup that Robin Roberts will face. Phil Linz leads off and plays third. Bobby Richardson, the second baseman, bats second. Mantle and Maris, third and fourth. Mantle in center, Maris in right. And they have struggled all year. Imagine if they had actually hit well. Tom Tresh, who has hit well, is in left field. He'll bat fifth. Joe Pepitone, the first baseman, I'm sure I'll call him Bill at some point, and I'll get to that in a bit, will bat sixth, and he'll play first. It is Johnny Blanchard behind the plate, not Ellie Howard. He's the catcher, will bat seventh. Clete Boyer is the shortstop. Now that's a switch because usually it's the other way around. Linz is at short and Boyer is at third. Anyway, Boyer's at short and Whitey Ford is the pitcher. Defensively for the Orioles, Boog Powell is in left. Jackie Brand in center. Willie Kirkland is in right. Around the end, and let's see, the best defender all around is Brand. Kirkland's not bad. Boog, even though he has an average arm, he's a first baseman. But in 64, he played left. At third, Brooks Robinson, the human vacuum cleaner. B. Johnson is at short, not very good. I don't know what happened to Aparicio, if he's hurt or not. He didn't play the last time we had the Orioles either. Jerry Adar is the second baseman, and Norm Seaburn is at first, with Johnny Orsino behind the plate, catching Robin Roberts, who is 8-4 on the year, with a 3.09 ERA. In 99 innings, he's allowed 89 hits. 12 homers, 16 walks, and 65 strikeouts. He's good for around 125. That may not be a complete game, but it should pitch him pretty deep. There's a bunch of day games today. Let's do that first. 3 finals from earlier today. The Mets beat the Pirates. I don't believe it's only the 16th win for the Mets. 7-5. Jim Hickman 3 for 5. Bob Friend took the loss. He's 3-8 for the Pirates. And Galen Cisco, pitching coach extraordinaire, 4-4 for the Mets. At Shibe Park, the Cubs beat the Phillies 4-1, despite Richie Allen's 18th of the year, a solo shot. Ernie Broglio gets the win. It worked. Chicago, the trade worked. Art Mahaffey with a loss. He goes to 6-5. And in Milwaukee, the Dodgers beat the Braves 3-0. Don Drysdale with a win. He goes to 10-4. And Tony Cloninger takes a loss. He goes to 4-8. Phil Linz steps in the box at 204. 2 homers and 7 RBIs. And an 85-degree night. We are underway. And there's going to be a little blooper into left center for a base hit. So Lynn starts this one off with a single, and they'll bring up Bobby Richardson at 280. No homers and 17 RBI. Orioles play for the bunt. But he gets a strikeout instead, a 2-2 pitch, and Roberts got him. So one big out, and it'll bring up Mickey Mantle, who is at 238. The home run total is about right, 13 on the year so far, but he's only driven in 32. Here's the pitch, grounder foul. Giants and Reds, a big one at Crossley. It's just the start of things. We'll have the Reds and the Pirates for you Saturday in Game of the Week. Pitch to Mantle, struck him out. 1-2 pitch on the outside half of the plate, and there's 2 outs. So 2 strikeouts for Roberts. And I'll bring up Roger Maris, who is at 211. He had 281 in the real year. 8 homers and 22 RBI. Here's the pitch. Maris up the middle. That's a base hit. So a single from Maris. Linz moves over to third. And I'll bring up Tom Tresh, who is at 272, 10 homers, and 30 RBI. He has carried the Yankee offense. And there's a fly ball deep to right. Kirkland goes over in the corner, and that's going to be off the wall. Linz will score. They will let Maris score, and the Yankees go up 2-0. So here's Joe Pepitone. Joe has also carried the offense. 294, 21 homers, and 55 RBI. Here's the pitch. It hit him. So Roberts, not the sharpest, 25 pitches so far in this inning. He got the 2 strikeouts and then got into trouble. Here's Johnny Blanchard at 275, 7 homers and 13 RBI. It's 7 in real life in 161 at-bats. Pitch to Johnny, line drive to second base, and that will end the inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. After 1/2 of 1 inning, the Yankees to Baltimore coming to bat. And so it's never good to give Whitey Ford a 2-run lead to start. Whitey is 10-2 on the year with a 2.12 ERA. In 127 innings, 107 hits. He's allowed 1 home run, 39 walks, and struck out 83. The ERA and batting average are within a point or 2 points of their real-life totals. He's done what was expected. The defense around him, it's Tom Tresh in left, Mickey Mantle in center, Roger Maris in right. Mantle has the best arm as an 8. Tresh has the best range as an 8. Around the infield, Linz is a 5 at third, an average at third. Clete Boyer below average at short. Richardson will gobble up everything in his way at second. And Pepitone at first. Blanchard, not a good defensive catcher. 3 range and a 2 arm. And here's the lineup for the Orioles. Jackie Brandt will lead off. I think it's Billy Johnson is the shortstop. He'll bat second. Boog Powell, the left fielder, bats third. Norm Seaburn cleans up, batting fourth. It's interesting to have lefty-lefty against Ford. Brooks Robinson will bat fifth. Johnny Orsino bats sixth. Adar, the second baseman, bats seventh. Willie Kirkland will bat eighth. And Robin Roberts, who threw 27 pitches in the first, will bat ninth. So Brandt steps to the plate at 215, 5 homers, and 23 RBI. And there's the chopper to short. Boyer over to Pepitone. And there's 1 out. It's Bob Johnson. See, that's why I don't like to guess some of these names. Bob at 222, 2 homers, and 8 RBI. Chops that one to third. Linz will bobble it. Throw to first in time. So Linz hit it off his foot, but recovered to retire Johnson. So 2 out now, and Ford has thrown 4 pitches. And here's Boog Powell. At 311, John has hit 11 homers and 37 RBI. Pitch from Ford, ball 4. So Powell worked him for an 8-pitch walk. And here's Seaburn at 299, 5 homers and 32 RBI. The pitch, grounder to short. Boyer over to Pepitone, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1 in Baltimore, it's the Yankees 2. The Orioles nothing. So Clete Boyer, Whitey Ford, and Phil Linz here in the second for the Yankees. Clete at 180, 1 homer and 9 RBI. Here's the pitch. Struck him out on the outside corner. So that's 3 for Roberts. And this will bring up Whitey Ford, who's at 086, no homers and 2 RBI. Ford chops that one to first. Seaburn races to the bag himself, and there's 2 quick out. So the first 9 hitters and 38 pitches for Roberts, an inning and 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, all earned, with 3 strikeouts. One of those hits and runs was from Phil Linz, who singled to start the game and scored. Here's the pitch. Chopper to second. Throw it to first in time, and the Yankees go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After an inning and a half, it's still the Yankees 2 and the Orioles nothing. So Robinson, Orsino, and Adar here for the Birds in the second. Brooks is at 309, 7 homers, and 46 RBI. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball up the middle, base hit. Richardson made a poor play. He dove and couldn't get there. So a single for the Orioles. That's their first base runner. And here's Johnny Orsino, who doesn't even have a picture there. Pictures for everybody. Orsino at 238, 3 homers and 21 RBI. What an odd batting stance that is for the silhouette picture. Orsino chops this one to third. Linz again kicks it around, and this time will not have a play. So it's an E5, and the Orioles have 2 on and nobody out for Adar, who's at 318, 2 homers and 22 RBI. Here's the pitch. There is a liner in the right. That will be a single. Robinson will hold at third, and the Orioles have him loaded for Willie Kirkland, who was at 174, 2 homers and 12 RBI. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball, base hit left side. Robinson will score. Orsino, who was a statue playing catcher, will hold at third, and it's 2-1. And they're still loaded and nobody out for Robin Roberts. The good news for the Yankees here is that he really can't bunt. We could try a safety squeeze. He's a 10 bunter. On the year, 172, no homers and an RBI. They're going to let him swing. Chopper to over third, and that's a base hit. Orsino will score. Adar holds at third, and the game is tied at 2. And so I'll bring up Jackie Brandt, who is 0 for 1, has 1 grand slam on the year. Ford threw 9 batters, 37 pitches, 1 inning. No one out here in the second, so he's thrown 1 inning, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, and a walk. Meanwhile, Brandt is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Ball 4, he walked him. And Adar will score, and the Orioles go up 3-2. Brings up Bob Johnson, who's 0 for 1. So the wheels have kind of fallen off a little bit here for Whitey. The pitch. Here's a ground ball to short. Boyer to Richardson for 1 to Pepitone. They'll trade a run for 2 outs. So they call the double play, or they turn the double play. Kirkland will score, and it's 4-2 Baltimore. And then I'll bring up Boog Powell, who walked his first time up. Roberts on third. An amazing fortune for Roberts to single over the... Not sure that would have been a base hit if Linz had been playing in a normal position. But they played for the bunt, and Roberts made him pay. Pitch to Powell is a fly ball. That's going to drop for a base hit into right. So it's 5-2 now on the single by Powell. Here's Seaburn. Norm is 0 for 1. And Whitey's ERA has jumped to 2.23. Pitch to Norm. That will be a base hit in the left center field. Boog goes to third. Seaburn holds it first. And now I'll bring up Brooks Robinson, who singled and scored already in this inning. The Orioles have batted around. The pitch grounded to third. Linz to Pepitone, and that retires the side finally. Not before the O's get 5 runs on 6 hits and a big error by Linz. After 2, it's the Orioles 5, the Yankees 2. It'll be Bobby Richardson, Mickey Mantle, and Roger Maris here for New York in the third. Richardson struck out his first time up. 0 for 1. Pitch from Roberts. Fly ball to left. Powell's there, 1 out. So it is unusual to see Whitey Ford choke up a lead like that. Roberts, who was on the wrong side of that 2-0 score, now is a 3-run cushion. In Cincinnati, the Giants lead 1-0 in the second. Here's Mantle. Struck out his first time up. Flies this one to right. Back goes Kirkland all the way to the wall. He makes the catch for the second out. Yes, I'm fighting a cold. Taping this on March 21st. Did the Dodcast last night. If you're not a subscriber to that, and if you're a Washington Nationals fan, yes, I'll do the plug. It's my own show. We do a wonderful job. My good friend Ricky Keeler and I do it once a week. It's the Dodcast. You can find it on District on Deck, on Twitter. On Twitter as well, but on YouTube. So look for it. Highly recommended by our Red Sox fan. Here's Maris. Maris is 1 for 1. He singled and scored a run. Pitch to Roger is a fly ball to right. Back goes Kirkland. Makes the catch, and the Yankees go down in order. After 2.5, it's Baltimore 5, New York 2. So, as I said, Saturday we'll have Cincinnati and Pittsburgh from Forbes Field. The Pirates now have a 6.5 game lead in the National League. I keep wanting to put a division there, but there are no divisions in 1964. Here's Johnny Arcino. He scored, I believe he reached on the air by Linz in the second. Pitch to Arcino. This time he strikes out. He takes an 0-2 pitch for strike 3. Here's Adar, who singled and scored in that 5-run barrage in the second. Kirkland to follow. Pitch from Whitey. Popped up, left side. Linz is there. 2 out. Here's Kirkland. Willie is singled. He scored and drove in a run, his 13th. Pitch from Whitey. Line drive to third, and Linz has a web jam. He pulled a Brooks Robinson and just kind of made a leaping catch to save a double. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 3, it's Baltimore 5, New York 2. So that is the only game in progress right now. San Francisco and Cincinnati. Jim Ray Hart with his 15th. Ron Herbel pitching for the Giants, and Jim O'Toole, I believe, for the Reds. It'll be Tresh, Pepitone, and Blanchard for the Yankees here in the fourth. Tresh doubled home, too, in the first. As I said, he's carried that offense. Good play by Adar to get the throw to Sebring to get him. That was a bounder to the bag, and Adar just ran it all the way off the bat. So here's Joe Pepitone. Joe was hit by a pitch his first time up. Roberts delivers, and there's a liner right to Adar. 2 quick out. So Roberts, after the rough first, has settled right in there. Detroit and Kansas City, by the way, have just started. Here's Doc Blanchard. He's 0 for 1. And there's a fly ball to right. Kirkland in foul territory. No, it's off the wall. So that's a double for Blanchard. And that'll bring up Boyer. Cleat struck out his first time up, 1 of the 3 for Roberts this evening. Pitch to Cleat. Here's the grounder to first. Sebring races to the bag himself, and that retires the side. No runs. They strand the double, and no errors. After 3.5, it's the Orioles 5, the Yankees 2. So it'll be Whitey Ford, Phil Linz, and Bobby Richardson here. No, it won't. Wrong column. It's early. It'll be Robin Roberts, Jackie Brandt, and Bob Johnson for the Orioles here in the fourth, and Boot Powell, should anyone reach. Roberts is 1 for 1. He had an RBI single. Remember, the Yankees were playing for him to bunt with the bases loaded, and he singled over third. Pitch from Whitey. Ground ball to third. Linz to Pepitone. 1 out. Here's Jackie Brandt. I hope I didn't really call him Willie just a second ago. He's over 1 with an RBI. His 24th of the year. And a walk. And he strikes out this time. On a 2-2 pitch. I didn't give the numbers for Whitey. Through 19 batters, Whitey has thrown 80 pitches. Through 3 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 2 earned. He has walked 2 and struck out 2. Bob Johnson is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. Linz over to Pepitone, and that retires the side. It's been a busy game for Linz. No runs, no hits, no errors. We've played 4. It's 5-2. Now it'll be Whitey Ford, Phil Linz, and Bobby Richardson. And Mantle, should anyone reach. Whitey is 0 for 1. Roberts delivers. Ball 4. Never a good idea to walk the pitcher. And Roberts and Orsino, I was on 4 straight pitches, kind of getting to Jose Feliciano's face, but Jose just kind of turns and lets him win. So 72 pitches. So it's a 6-pitch walk. 72 pitches for Roberts through the first 18 batters. 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He has walked 1 and struck out 3. Linz is 1 for 2. He singled and scored. Chopper to second, Adar to Johnson for 1. Over to first. They turn it. Double play. And I'll bring up Bobby Richardson, who's 0 for 2. He has only struck out 36 times in the real year. One of those being tonight. Pitch to Bobby. There's a right back to Roberts. Over to Seaburn, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Halfway home in Baltimore. It is 5-2. In the battle of the footwear in Chicago, no score between red and white. Boog Powell, Norm Seaburn, and Brooks Robinson batting here in the 5th. Hopefully, if it's as warm in Chicago as it is in Baltimore, they can find stuff that's comfortable. Boog is 1 for 1. He singled and walked and drove in a run. It was 38th of the year. And we have a rain delay. I'd sing for you, but you don't want that. It had rained steadily throughout the day, and it rained just hard enough for a 12-minute delay, so we didn't have time to answer your questions. And the answer, of course, is 3.14. So Powell steps back in after a 12-minute delay. They barely had time to put the tarpaulin on and off. So Ford's pitch count drops to 110, and so does Roberts. Powell singes that one up the middle. Ford throws over to Pepitone, 1 out. My guess is, well, he might get 6 out of this. It'd be Mantle, Maris, and Tresh in the 6th for New York. 3, 4, and 5. So Ford would not, unless the Yankees do really well, will not bat in the 6th. Seaburn is 1 for 2. He is singled. That's it. Draws a walk this time around. So a 3-1 pitch was low. And I'll bring up Brooks Robinson, who is 1 for 2. Has singled and scored. And that deluge in the 5th, in the 2nd. That scored 5 there. I cover myself. Pitch to Robinson is a ground ball. Base hit left side. Seaburn will hold at second. Robinson is on first. And here's Orsino, who was 0 for 2. He reached on an error and struck out and scored. Obviously not on the strikeout. Actually, that could happen, I suppose, with a pass ball, but that's not what happened here. Tigers lead the Athletics 1-0 in the 2nd. Ground ball to third. Linz to Richardson for 1. Over to Pepitone, and they get out of it. That's a double play. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 5, it's the Orioles 5, the Yankees 2. They've moved to the 6th in Cincinnati, and it's just that Jim Ray Hart home run being the difference, 1-0. As I said, Mantle, Maris, and Tresh due up here for New York in the 6th, and Pepitone should anyone reach. Roberts not given the fatigue sign, so he should be good to go. Probably 2 more. Mickey's 0 for 2 in the strikeout. There's a ground ball to first. Seaburn takes it himself, 1 out. Here's Maris. Roger is 1 for 2. They singled and scored. Here's a fly ball to right. Kirkland has it. 2 away. Quick inning for Roberts so far. 2 quick outs. Here is Tommy Tresh. He's 1 for 2. He has doubled and driven in 2. There's a base hit in the right. The best laid plans of by some men there. Tresh is a threat to steal. So here's Joe Pepitone. He's 0 for 1 and was also hit by a pitch. Throw to first, and Tresh is back. 73% chance of fielding down to 61. He holds, and there's a ground ball base hit up the middle. Tresh goes to third. Pepitone holds at first, and that's the 6th Yankee hit today. 2 runs and 6 hits and an error for New York. They've stranded 3 so far. The Orioles 5 runs and 7 hits and no errors, and they have left 4 on the bags. Here's Johnny Blanchard. 1 for 2 with a double. His last time up. Runners in the corners. 5-2 Baltimore. Pitch. Blanchard hits this one into left center. Back goes Powell, and he makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. After 5.5, it's still Baltimore 5, New York 2. So Adar, I'm reading the right. Yeah, I was reading the right column. Adar, Kirkland, and Roberts for Baltimore here in the 6th. Whitey Ford will at least start the inning. Adar 1 for 2, singled and drove in and scored. Didn't drive in anything. Here's a ground ball to first. Pepitone flips over to Ford. 1 out. Willie Kirkland, the batter. Willie is 1 for 2. He has singled, scored, and driven in a run. His 13th of the year. Here's a ground ball to short. Boyer to Pepitone, and Ford is happy. He's going to pitch to his 27 batters. Here's Roberts. 1 for 2. Singled, scored, and drove in a run. That was the big momentum shift in the 2nd inning. Pitch from Ford. There's a ground ball to short. Boyer with a fantastic play. Cut and set off, throws to Pepitone, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 6, it's Baltimore 5, New York 2. Excuse me. So as Clete Boyer steps to the plate here to start the 7th, let's go through the full out-of-town scoreboard. We got a bunch of games going on now. Earlier today, the Mets beat the Pirates 7-5. Jim Hickman 3 for 5. Bob Friend takes a loss. He goes to 3-8. Galen Cisco with a win, 4-4. Cubs beat the Phillies 4-1. Richie Allen solo homer, his 18th of the year. Didn't make a difference. Ernie Broglio gets the what? His first as a member of the Cubs. Art Mahaffey takes a loss. He goes to 6-5. And for the person who commented a few weeks ago, who was alive in 1964, I'm sorry, but duty obligation means I must bring that stuff up. Dodgers shut out the Braves today, 3-0. Don Drysdale with his 10th win of the year. Tony Cloninger with a loss. He goes to 4-8. Games in progress. Bottom of the 6th, Jim Ray Hart's home run is the only run between the Giants and the Reds from Crossley. Herbal and O'Toole still going at it. Houston and St. Louis, bottom of the 3rd, not Bart and Sadecki for the Cardinals. Top the 4th in Kansas City, the Tigers lead the Athletics 1-0. Rakow and Segui pitching. Top the 3rd, Cleveland leads Minnesota 1-0. Donovan and Roland in that one. Minnesota would not lose any ground to the Yankees should this hold up, but I believe they would be tied with the Orioles for 2nd. Johnny Romano with his 5th of the year. That's a low run in the Cleveland game. And Boston and Chicago are scoreless. Connolly and Gary Peters pitching for the White Sox. And there you are up to date. Boyer is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And there's a base hit into left. Johnson dove for it, but couldn't quite get there. So a leadoff hit for the Yankees for Whitey Ford, who was 0 for 1. Throw to first. Boyer is back. Threat to steal. So they... Oh, no, we're going to get a pinch hitter. So Ford is done. It'll be Tony Kuba at 249, 5 homers and 14 RBI. Pitch out, Boyer doesn't go, but they're now just going to probably let him steal the base. He goes. Throw down to second is not in time. He had an 85% chance of taking it, and he did. So that's the third of the year for Cleat. And the count now is a ball and a strike to Cuban. Here's the pitch. Here's a fly ball in the left center. Brandt should have it. He does. 1 out. On a great play. Wow, didn't see that one coming. He gave chase and dove. Usually gives me a chance to say if I want to dive or not. So Brandt saves a run there, 1 out, and they'll bring up Phil Linz. So through 27 batters, Roberts has thrown 102 pitches. 6 in the third inning, 7 hits. 2 runs, both earned. He has walked 1 and struck out 3. Linz is 1 for 3. He has singled and scored. Here's the pitch, and there's a ground ball base hit right side past the diving Sebring. And so Boyer moves to third. Linz is on at first. Bobby Richardson with 1 out. And so they'll give Roberts Richardson. And I think that'll be it because Mantl's a switch hitter. If they're lefties the rest of the way. So this will be the last batter for Roberts. Pitch to Richardson is popped up. Foul territory. Adar comes over. 2 out. So Mickey Mantle will come to the plate. And he will face the Orioles' long reliever, Stu Miller, who is 3-1 on the year with 12 saves. An ERA of 1.47, good for 50 pitches, so he should be able to get the 7 outs he needs. 30 innings, 17 hits. He has allowed 2 homers. He has walked 6 and struck out 25. Mantle is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Here's the pitch. Got him! It worked. The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. After 6.5, it's the Yankees trailing 5-2. So Bud Daly, well, as you can see from that picture, pitched for the Kansas City Athletics for a while. Takes the hill. He's 0-1 on the year with a save. A 6.11 ERA, but that kind of is deceiving. 17 innings, 16 hits. The 2 home runs allowed probably constitute why that ERA is so high. Well, he's walked 11 and struck out 8. It'll be the top of the lineup for the Orioles. Brandt, Johnson, and Powell here in the bottom of the 7th. It is raining again. The wind is blowing in from right center at 11, and the temperature is dipped to 80. And so what crowd was here, at least in the bleachers, is gone because there's no protection. Brandt is 0 for 2. Walked, struck out, and drove in a run. And pops this one up left side. Boyer has it, 1 out. Bob Johnson is 0 for 3. Pitch from Daly. Fly ball to right. Maris in the corner, 2 out. So a good quick 2 outs from Daly, and he'll bring up Boog Powell, who was at 1. It was 1 for 2, an RBI single and a walk. And he's going to drop this one in for a hit. Lefty versus lefty. So he's 2 for 3. And that'll bring up Sebring, who is at 1 for 2 today with a single and a walk as well. Fly ball to right. Maris, foul. See, that's what I used to do with those things. You can tell I made this part. So the count is no balls and 2 strikes to Sebring. Here's the pitch. Popped up, left side, foul territory. Linz will give chase, no out of play. So again, an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Liner right to Richardson, who makes the grab to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 7, it's the Orioles 5. The Yankees 2. So it'll be Maris, Tresh, and Pepitone here for the Yankees in the 8th with Blanchard to follow. Maris is 1 for 3. He singled and scored a run. Pitch from Miller. There's a long drive to right that's gone. So a solo shot down the line, and it's 5-3. 314 feet that hung the line all the way, and it's now 5-3 Baltimore. Here comes Tom Tresh, who was 2 for 3. He has singled, doubled, and driven in the only 2 runs that the Yankees had before that home run. Pitch to Tommy, ground ball to short. Johnson to Sebring, 1 out. Here's Joe Pepito. 1 for 2. He is singled. Here's the pitch. Liner into left center. Brandt has it. 2 out. Jody Blanchard. 1 for 3 with a double. Cleveland still leading Minnesota 1-0 in the fourth. Here's a liner up the middle. That's a base hit. So Boyer is a tying run at the plate. 1 for 3. He is singled and struck out. Miller is ready. Here's the pitch. Got him! He swung on and missed on a full count to retire the side. Yankees get a run on the Maris homer. 2 hits and no errors after 7.5. Baltimore 5, New York 3. Uh-oh. From Chicago, it's the White Sox 2, the Red Sox nothing. Robinson, Orsino, and Adair for the Orioles here in the 8th. Brooks is 2 for 3. He has scored a run and singled twice. Pitch from Daly. There's a line drive that's going to go all the way to the wall and right. So Robinson starts the 8th with a double. Here's Orsino, who's 0 for 3. Second hit allowed by Daly. And they'll give Orsino the free pass for Adar. Now that's interesting. They look at his real life 248 average and 624 OPS and think that's a good move. But on the replay, he's at 318 with an OPS of 719. Anyway, 1 for 3 today. He has singled and scored. Pitch from Daly. Here's a fly ball. It's going to drop in for extra bases. Robinson will score. Orsino will hold on the poor play by Linz. It was a slasher down the line that Linz probably should have had. That's the 3rd miscue. He's only been charged with 1 error, but that's the 3rd miscue for Linz tonight. And Yogi Berra is beside himself in the dugout for the Yankees. I'm not sure that you would have saved, well, you would probably would have saved a run even if he just knocked it down. So 6-3 Baltimore. And here's Willie Kirkland, who is 1 for 3. He actually hits lefties better than he does righties. And he will draw an intentional walk. And so again, with nobody out and the pitcher spot up, I'm going to bat Miller. He can go 25 more pitches. Needs the work. And here's a ground ball right to Daly. Throws home, and Orsino is retired for the first out. So it's a fielder's choice, and if you're scoring at home, and by God, why would you score a fake game at home? You're scoring at 1-2. And look lower in 12. Go 1 and a 2. Here's Jackie Brandt. Jackie's 0 for 3 with an RBI. A walk and a strikeout. Bases still loaded. 1 out. Adar at third. Kirkland at second. Miller on first. Daly's pitch is a ground ball to third. Linz to Richardson for 1 over to Pepitone, and that will retire the side. Not before the Orioles get another run. After 8, it's Baltimore 6, New York 3. So we'll have a pinch hitter here for Bud Daly. It'll be Pedro Gonzalez, who is at 269, no homers and 2 RBI, to face Miller. Here in the top of the 9th, Linz Richardson to follow, and if anyone should reach, the ever-dangerous Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris lurk. Pitch to Gonzalez, fly ball to left. Powell doesn't even have to move, 1 out. Phil Linz 2 for 4 today, 2 singles, and a run scored. Miller is ready. Giants are still ahead of the Reds, 1-0 in the 8th. Ground ball to third. Robinson with a web gem. That was a base hit, and Robinson just had the wherewithal just to keep going. He slides on a knee, throws from that one knee to Siebert, and there's 2 out. And so the last hope for the Yankees is Bobby Richardson. Not a bad hope to have. He's 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Miller is ready. Fly ball to center. The Orioles will win this. Brandt makes the catch, and that's the ball game. All right, let's go through the recap. 3 runs, 10 hits, and an error for the Yankees. 6 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the Orioles. The Yankees sent 7 to the plate in the first, and a Tom Tresh double scored 2 to give the Yankees a 2-0 lead. I was thinking at that point it was going to be, one of those games. But however, the Orioles batted 10 in the second, scoring 5 on 6 hits. Kirkland with an RBI single to score Brooks Robinson. Robin Roberts, I really think this changed the game around. With the bases loaded, the Yankees were playing for the bunt, the safety squeeze, and I let Roberts hit, and he singled home Morcino to tie the score at 2. Jackie Brandt then walked to make it 3-2. Bob Johnson with a fielder's choice 4-2, and then Boog Powell scored Roberts to make it 5-2 on a single. In the 8th, Roger Maris hit his 9th of the year to make it 5-3, but the Orioles responded on an 8-yard double to score Brooks Robinson to make it 6-3. Roger Maris, the Yankees player of the game, 2 for 4 with a homer and 2 RBI, or 2 runs scored, pardon me. Brooks Robinson, 3 for 4 with a double and 2 runs scored. Robin Roberts is your winner, 6 2/3. 3 runs, 2 earned, 8 hits, a walk and 3 strikeouts. He is now 9-4 on the year. Stu Miller goes the final 2 1/3 to get his 13th save. He did allow a run there. Whitey Ford, 6 innings, takes a loss. 5 runs, but only 2 earned. I tell you, that Lynn's error and the Roberts single just changed the entire game around. 7 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. He goes to 10-3 on the year. It took 2 hours and 40 minutes plus a 12-minute rain delay to get this one done. And Roberts is our MVP in the game. Let's go through all the scores today. Mets beat the Pirates, as you know, 7-5. Cubs beat the Phillies 4-1. Dodgers beat the Braves 3-0. How did Drysdale do? Drysdale threw a 2-hitter. Not too shabby. All right. Giants did beat the Reds 1-0. Earl goes to 3-3. O'Toole goes to 5-5. The Colts beat the Cardinals 3-2. So Pittsburgh will gladly take that. Woodashick with a 16th save. The Tigers beat the Athletics 3-2 and 11. Jack Hamilton and Jose Santiago with the decisions there. Cleveland shuts out the Twins. 7-0. Donovan goes to 2-5, Roland 3-6. Don't look, Hal. 6-3. White Sox beat the Red Sox. Gary Peters goes to 8-6. Dicker Adnitz takes the loss. He goes to 2-3. Hoyt Wilhelm with his 10th save. The Angels beat the Senators 6-1. McBride and Osteen with the decisions there. So the standings after that loss, because the Giants won, the Pirates are now 5.5 up on San Francisco, and a good healthy 8 on everyone, at least 8 on everyone else. In the American League, with that win, Baltimore cuts the Yankees deficit lead to 1 game. Minnesota moves to 3rd. They're now a game and a half out. They did not change because they both lost. All right, Saturday, the Reds and the Pirates from Forbes Field. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett for Retro Sports Network. We'll talk to you the next time.